everybody. I know it's like really dark, but it's also 4:30 in the morning, or at least it is here, and I'm filming off of my phone, so anybody who's watched the channel before knows that my phone has got the crappiest cameras, both front and back, and I'm using the front camera right now. So I wanted to do this yesterday, but I didn't have time between spending it with my best friend, also ex, and spending it with the family. But I'm a December baby. Yesterday, December 19th, was my birthday. I was actually going to start this video by singing happy birthday, but, you know, it's no longer my birthday, so I'm not going to do that. But, being a December baby, honestly, it sucks. Because being a December baby, especially being this close to Christmas, like I am, I'm 6 days before. Well, 6 days before Christmas, I will tell you right now, everybody thinks it's like, oh, you get double the presents, it's so cool. Oh, no, not really. You don't get double the presents. I mean, I get the same amount of presents. You know, actually, more people get more presents than I do for Christmas, because I am 6 days before Christmas. You know, what I would get for birthday, you know, what I get for Christmas, like, honestly, like, compared to what normal people get, it's like, you know, I technically get like half my Christmas, you know, 6 days before, and then half my Christmas after. You know, so being a December baby is not all it's cracked up to be here, people. It's not that great. You know, and with that being said, you know, there's also the fact that, you know, I don't always get to celebrate my birthday the way everyone else does. So you think, you know, oh, well, you know, you turn 21, you know, you go out and party. No, I didn't. My 21st birthday, I spent it being sick. My birthday landed on a Sunday. I couldn't go out and party. I wanted to go out to the bar at, you know, be there about 11:59 and be like, you know, wait till it was midnight and be like, okay, here I am. I am now 21. You know, let me in, let me party. You know, and I was gonna drink and party and everything, but my ex-husband decided, no, we're not gonna do that. And so instead, we stayed home, you know, the 18th, which was a Saturday. And he opened our bedroom window, and now being December, it's gonna snow, and it did. We slept with our bedroom window open because instead of just turning down the heater like a normal person, he opened the bedroom window, and then he got so cold, he stole all the covers on the bed, including the ones I was sleeping under, and I got sick. My 21st birthday, I spent being sick. My mother took me out for lunch because that's what we do in our family. You know, whoever, you know, that, you know, whatever parent takes you out for your birthday, you know, dinner. I got a perfect pomegranate margarita, drank it. By the way, it did taste, you know, pretty good coming back up, and so did the French onion soup. But I literally spent the day sleeping when I wasn't out with my mother. And I was sick. And honestly, like, I've always hated Christmas and everything because my birthday is so close, because when you're a kid, you know, you're supposed to throw, you know, you have your birthday parties, and, you know, you invite everybody in your class. I did that once. It's a bowling party. We couldn't even do it the same year that I turned that age. Nope, we did it that next January. Because nobody will celebrate a birthday that's 6 days before Christmas. Yeah, it's true. And then in my family, we've got multiple December births. So, of course, I've always had to share my birthday with my younger cousin. Should I say youngest cousin? And we always had, like, if some of her family, her extended family was in town, they always came to dinner with us. And I understand it's like, okay, yeah, that's your other grandma, that's great and everything. But for our shared birthday, I would look at the presents I would get, and I would look at the presents she would get. I would get perfume and body wash, and stuff that pretty much said, hey, you stink, you need a shower more. She would get cell phones. And this was back when, I don't know if anyone else remembers, but those little stick cell phones that were literally like that big, and that if you flipped it, you had your keyboard, and it was more like a music player. Yeah. At 11 years old, my cousin had that. Yeah. Because her grandma works for Verizon. Not the one that we share. No, her other grandma works for Verizon. And so she got that for her birthday. That she opened at our shared birthday party. While I was opening cologne and perfume and body wash and bath sets. Because my uncle and his wife, her mom, couldn't be great enough to actually buy something I would like. No, instead they would tell me, you stink. Yeah, no, did not make me exactly the happiest person in the world. So, yeah, I don't like Christmas or my birthday usually. Well, my best friend, who, as anybody who's watched any other videos knows is my ex, he always tries to make my birthday good for me. Well, this year he had to work on my birthday, so we couldn't spend it together. And I had to work today, so we couldn't spend it together anyway. But we both had Monday off, and I got my birthday off from here, which is my second job, which is Michael's. So now I'm being weird. I'm wearing a McDonald's Minion shirt, which was my birthday gift from my best friend. So I'm wearing a McDonald's Minion shirt to Michael's. But it's my favorite shirt, and that's why I've got it again. But, so we were both off Monday. And since I didn't have to work yesterday morning, which is why I'm here so freaking early in the day, oh look, I got connected to the Wi-Fi. Finally. But, we didn't work Monday, so instead Monday I went over to his house. We spent Monday night, we went out to dinner and did a little bit of shopping with mother-in-law, which was nice. Got to go someplace I don't normally go because, my grandmother's just, if she doesn't like what we're eating, we can't go. Unless it's your birthday, and then she bitches and complains and moans and whines. I.e., last night, we went to one of my favorite restaurants, and she's like, well, that's all the way in Fort Collins. I don't want to go out there. I don't want to drive out there. And it's like, but you're not going to be driving. It's going to be me driving. I want to take my car. I like my car better, so I don't want to take, I don't want you driving. I really, truly don't want her to drive my car. I apologize. It's kind of cold. Well, it's cold outside, and I had to before I could get in the car, to run in the back so I could grab stuff. So now that I'm getting warm, my nose is running. Which, if you can hear my heater blasting, I'm sorry. But also not sorry because I need the heat. But, So my birthday has always sucked because of being 6 days before Christmas. And I've grown to hate Christmas because of when my birthday lands. And I've grown to hate my birthday because I'm sure we all have this friend, that has to celebrate their birthday, and they always invite you and they always act like, it's like the most important thing in the world. And you always have to go, you always have to be there. But, when it comes time for your birthday, they're just like, poof, gone, like nowhere to be seen until it's their birthday again. And then they get mad at you if you don't show up. Well, I've got some of those. And I've always gone to their birthday, and then when it comes time for my birthday, even when it falls on a weekend, they all just seem to poof, don't show up. They're just like, oh yeah, Merry Christmas, yeah, sorry we couldn't make it, or Happy Birthday, Merry Christmas, sorry we couldn't make it, it was too close to Christmas. Like, I planned to be a December baby. Honestly, I wasn't even planned. I was a surprise. My mother had no idea she was pregnant with me. Now, before anybody says, oh, that's not possible, you have to be, you figure it out. No. You actually can be pregnant and not realize you're pregnant. My mother never missed a period. My mother, yes, she had morning sickness, but at the same time, the bedroom she was sleeping in, which is now my room, which you guys have seen me do a lot of filming in, which is that green wall usually behind me. Yeah, that room, for some reason, like, no matter what we do, spiders just love that bedroom. And so she was getting a lot of spider bites. She thought her her morning sickness was the spiders. Sorry, I'm checking the time because nobody's here, and it seems a little bit odd because usually everyone else starts showing up about now. But, she figured it was spider bites. Mom, that's for the other stores. But yeah, no, she figured that, what was making her sick was spider bites. She lost weight while she was pregnant with me. She was on a diet. And she lost weight with me. I still turned out healthy and fine, so don't worry about that. She did eat healthy, but like I said, she was on a diet. So she ate a lot of salads and all of that. And I guess that's what I like, a lot of salad. But, she ate healthy, she was on a diet, she lost weight. She used to do sit-ups with a weight on her stomach, trying to tone her stomach muscles. I mean, so quite honestly, like, she really didn't have, like, the normal pregnancy signs. At work, she worked for Arby's when she was pregnant with me. She had, like, I think it was just Arby's at the time. She worked at Arby's when she was pregnant with me. And she would carry the boxes of potato cakes. She would, or the fries, or she would carry the pop boxes, the kids pop, all of that. That was what she did. And, so she, and people would tell her, it's like, oh, Carmel, you're pregnant. No, I'm not. Oh, Carmel, you're pregnant. No, you're not. No, I'm not. She actually, the day before I was born on a Tuesday. Which is funny because I celebrated my birthday on a Tuesday last night. Or yesterday. On Monday, and it didn't snow here, so it was kind of sad. But Monday, it snowed. She was nice, and before she went to work, she shoveled the sidewalk. Well, anybody that's pregnant, you want to kick off labor, if it's snowing, go out and shovel that sidewalk. It'll kick you into labor. Because Mom shoveling the sidewalk kicked her into labor. And she was at work, and they kept saying, oh, you're in labor, you're in labor, you're in labor. And she's like, no, I'm not pregnant, And she actually had a customer that came in that was a doctor that said, she's in labor. She needs to go home. Mom was like, no, I'm not. It's just my period. I have really bad cramps. It's not labor. Which I can attest to. Yes, my mother and I both cramped really badly. I've miscarried, so I know what those pains feel like when you're going into labor. And that's what I feel when I cramp. So, yeah, no. So my mother and I, so my mother didn't know she was, in labor. She thought she was just, cramping because of her period. Well, the next day she spent the day in bed. She kept feeling like she had to go to the bathroom. She just couldn't. Grandma told her, don't push, could possibly be pregnant. My grandmother worked at a lab, and I'm talking about the ones, you go, you get blood work done, whiz quiz, that kind of lab, because that's what they did. So Grandma, took my mother in after she got off work, told them, I need a pregnancy test, and, check, see, what's wrong with her. Well, turns out she wasn't sick like they thought. Turns out I was coming. So my mother literally had a 2-hour pregnancy that she knew of. It's not where he usually barks. Sorry, one of my coworkers just showed up, finally. Be a little less worried. Usually he parks in the space, like, kind of more in front of me, and he parked a little bit further down. But, so yeah, no, Mom didn't know she was pregnant with me until literally 2 hours before I popped out. So yeah, I so totally planned to be a December baby. And I wish, you can change, I wish that it was like, you can change your, you can change your gender, you can change your name, why can't you do it where you can change your birthday? Can I make my birthday like in the middle of the year where I don't have to worry about all of this? Because people hear, I was born in a certain year, and of course I was born at the end of the year, and they're like, oh, well, you were 18, this year, and it's like, no, I was not 18 that year. I don't know what you're talking about, me being 18 that year. Because my birthday, and I actually encountered this because my ex-husband, the asshole who beat the crap out of me, he was also a December baby. He was December 30th. And when he was 17, he had left his parents' house where he was abused. Well, it's actually he left his father's house where he was abused. And he was living with us. He was living with my mother and I. And he was getting sick, like seriously sick, like he was having stomach problems. They just blamed it on some intestinal thing, wasn't a big deal. Well, he had no way to pay for the doctor. We had gotten a hold of his dad and said, hey, you need to pay this, he's still under your, technically your care, because he didn't get emancipated yet. And, well, his dad didn't want to pay it, And, of course, he used my cell phone number a lot for things, because he didn't have a cell phone, he didn't have a job or anything, we were just putting him up in our house. And, well, so he was using my cell phone number, and well, I had that cell phone for several years. And he used that number, and I would, after, he had gotten deployed, because he joined the National Guard and got deployed. While he was deployed, I would get phone calls for him to my number. Well, one of them was, oh, well, we have these medical bills for him, from this year, and he needs to pay them. And she told me it was a year, and I'm like, actually, you need to go after his dad for that. No, he was 18 at the time. No, he wasn't. Yes, he was. He was born, in 88. So he was 18 at the time. No, he wasn't. He was born at the end of 88. Oh, look, there's my manager. It's like, no, he was born at the end of 88, which does not mean that he was 18 at the time. Yes, he was. No, he wasn't. I know, because I was 17 at the time. And I'm also a December-born child. We are a year apart, except for 11 days between our birthdays, where we are the same age. No, he was 18 at the time. No, he wasn't. Oh, yes, he was. And this gal would not understand it. And it's like, no, you don't understand, honey. Like, that's the thing with being a December baby, is just because everyone else turns, 18 that year, does not mean that, the rest of us are 18 that year. Or, we're 17 that year. Or, whatever. It's like, and this happened, like, in the middle of the year. So it's like, no, he was not 18. He didn't turn 18 until December. But she kept arguing with me that he was 18. And I finally told her, it's like, look, let me talk to a supervisor. You need to go after his dad. So I finally got the supervisor, and that's when I told him, it's like, look, he was a December-born child. He was born at the end of December, which means that at the time, he was still only 17. And the manager, looked at it, the supervisor looked at it, and they're like, oh, yeah, you're right. Do you, then was he emancipated at the time? And it's like, no, he was not. They asked for his dad's number, and I luckily still had it, and I gave it to him. It's like, you need to go after him for this, not us. And I told the supervisor, it's like, you really need to talk to her about how birthdays work, because she was claiming that he was 18, even though he was not, and I knew this because I'm also a December child who has the same mix-up happen to them. Because people just assume, like, there's nobody born in December. That's not true. We do exist, I promise. And this is the struggles of, like, being a December-born child. It's like, I don't want to be a December baby. It's like, I just, like, can I move my birthday up, like, 6 months? Because, like, literally, like, that's the problem, is, like, I mean, like, okay, so you can change your gender, you can change your name. Can you keep, like, same year, same day, but just change the month you were born? Please, because, like, being December, it sucks, because nobody wants to celebrate with you. You have to, you either have to have your birthday, like, a month before or a month after. Because literally nobody will celebrate with you. And it sucks. It really does. Like, I will tell you right now, it sucks. So before you go saying, oh, December birthday, that's really cool, you get double the presents. No, you don't. You really don't. And don't ask me what I got for birthday or Christmas, because I honestly, 6 days, that's not enough time to be able to remember what came for what. I've never been able to tell you which one has come for birthday or Christmas. Well, I think that's the end of my little rant, though, because I might have to go to work here in a few minutes. So I will post this later. And real quick update, I did film some videos on my computer, but my computer crashed. I did an update, and it is no longer working. I'm gonna give it to my best friend, see what he can do, see if he can fix it for me. And if he can, then maybe I can get those videos formatted and posted, which they might suck because the computer kept freezing. But yeah. So thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.